Every morning at exactly 7 a.m., an old man sits by his window with a cup of coffee. The street outside is always the same, quiet, empty, unchanged. But his routine never changes. On the small wooden table beside him, there's a box. Inside that box are dozens of letters, all neatly folded, all carefully written, and none of them ever sent. He picks one up slowly and opens it. His hands tremble slightly, not from age, but from memory. The letter begins with the words, "Dear son." Years ago, his son left home after an argument. It wasn't a big argument, just a few harsh words spoken in anger, words that were never taken back. The old man remembers that day clearly, the door closing, the silence that followed, the belief that his son would come back the next day or the day after. But he never did. At first, the old man was angry, too proud to call, too stubborn to apologize. Days turned into weeks, weeks into years. Then one day, he sat down and wrote his first letter. He didn't send it. The next day, he wrote another, and another, and another. In those letters, he said everything he couldn't say out loud. He apologized. He shared memories. He told his son how much he missed him. But every time he finished writing, he folded the letter, placed it in the box, and told himself, "I'll send it tomorrow." Tomorrow never came. Years passed. His hair turned gray. His hands grew weaker, but the letters kept growing. One morning, as the sunlight touched his face, he opened the box again. This time, he took out all the letters and tied them together carefully. For the first time in years, he stood up with purpose. He put on his coat, picked up the bundle of letters, and walked out of the house. The journey was slow, each step heavier than the last, but he kept walking. Finally, he stopped in front of a small house. He stood there, staring at the door. After a long pause, he raised his hand and knocked. A few seconds later, the door opened. A young man stood there, older now, different, but the same eyes. Neither of them spoke. The old man slowly held out the letters with shaking hands. The young man looked down at them, then back at his father. Silence filled the space between them, and then something broke. The son stepped forward and hugged him tightly. No words, no explanations, just years of distance disappearing in a single moment. The letters fell to the ground. They were never needed. Sometimes we wait too long to say what matters. Sometimes pride builds walls that love struggles to break. But sometimes just one step is enough to bring everything back. The old man didn't lose his son. He just almost did.